Well, did you know that the Dubai International Airport is one of the busiest airports in the world? It was so busy today that there were flights taking off from the cricket stadium. The Kiwis are flying all over the place. They've restricted India to 249 in their 50 overs. Shreyas playing that gritty knock of 79. Hardik coming towards the end with that 45. Axar getting 42. Matt Henry getting his fifer in the last over, just like what Murali Kartik said. We've got Murali Kartik and we've got Rohan Gavaskar with a wardrobe change with us. Welcome back, gentlemen.
No wardrobe change. This is what I was wearing in the pre-match show as well. In the box, I had a wardrobe change.
You've given it away.
No, but listen, this was only because I'm with a film star. And film stars have these wardrobe changes all the time. So
I need to learn from the best on the wardrobes, watches, clothes from both of you.
Then that's Murali Kartik.
But Murali Kartik, India were 30 for 3. Will they be happy with the 249?
Yeah, I suppose so. Because where they were at one stage and the way New Zealand bowled and the way they fielded, it made it very difficult for them to get runs. It was actually a very gritty partnership, and understandably so. We can sit here and say, could they have done something? Could they have done this? But you have to give it to the New Zealand bowlers, the way they bowled, the way they fielded, exceptional. And I think that cameo from Hardik Pandya actually has taken India to 249. Otherwise, we were not even looking at so many times while we were watching the game, we were thinking, 179, 180, 210. Why were we looking at 285, 275 and 302 as our as the scores that we predicted? I think India will be very happy where they are because 250, the wicket gripping the way it is, 4 spinners, I think India will be happy.
Rohan, you said this in the box as well, that the wicket is probably going to slow down later. Rohit's read it pretty well, and they've gone ahead with 4 spinners.
Well, look, I think this is a very competitive score. And I'll tell you why. Because towards the end of our innings, when Hardik came out to bat, it was even then, the platform was laid, they had a partnership going. It wasn't that he could come out and hit sixes straight from word go. And this is what we spoke about. Once you're set, it becomes a little easier to bat on this pitch. But it's not easy when you go out there initially. So look, I think with the 4 spinners that we have, the spinners for New Zealand did a really good job. You look at the innings progression over there. I mean, it's only in that last 10 overs that the run rate went over 6. But for 40 overs, it was always below 5.5. So it clearly suggests that it's not an easy pitch to play shots on. And with the spinners, the 4 spinners that will come into play, I think 249 could be a really competitive score.
Well, we saw that in the innings progression. We're gradually growing with the run rate, but major credit to our total goes to the man who's put his hand up in the crisis yet again, Shreyas Iyer, a very, very gritty knock.
Yeah, absolutely. Batted beautifully. If I have to have any criticism, it's the timing of his dismissal. He just batted beautifully. Just the way he maneuvered the attack, some of the shots that he played, calculated risks at the right time, and that was needed because when you're 30 for 3, 3 of your top run getters or 3 of your top batters gone, that is one of the reasons why he's so invaluable to this Indian side, Shreyas Iyer. The last 2.5, 3 years, it's been a purple patch, averaging, I think, in excess of 60, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm not a big stats man, but in excess of 60, and just the times at which he has come and the way he's batted, I think invaluable. And also Axar Patel. Look, there's a reason why they promote him ahead of Hardik and KL Rahul, who are possibly seen as batters ahead of Axar Patel and even Ravindra Jadeja for that matter. So the way he came and just accompanied him, a good foil to Shreyas Iyer, that partnership of 98, actually very invaluable to India's cause.
But Rohan, we spoke about this, that number 4 position, he was not sure that he was going to play, but he's come out and once again proven why he is so crucial to that position.
The word that Kartik used, invaluable. Just over the last few years, he's shown that, look, this is his format. KL Rahul also has excellent numbers in this format. But it was a bit of a shock when, he came out after that first ODI and said, look, I wasn't going to play, but because Virat pulled up, I had to play.
It was a shock for all of us.
I think a lot of cricket fans were thinking, oh, what's going on over here? But he came and did well there. Now, obviously, it's no looking back because once again, he's proved his worth. I think what he did really well today was respect the conditions. I think it's so important in cricket that you have to respect the conditions. You've got to know that, okay, this is a pitch where shot making is not going to be easy, so I'm going to grind, I'm going to graft, I'm going to look for the 1s and 2s. And when a half volley is a half volley no matter what the pitch is. You will put a half volley away. So when the bat ball presents itself, your muscle memory will take over and you'll put it away for 4. It's on pitches like this where you've got to treat the good ball and the balls which are not really there for hitting with a little bit more respect and look for the 1s and 2s, use your wrist, maneuver the field, manipulate the field and try and get as many runs as you can. And that's what he did really well in this innings.
And also just very mature because this was his slowest 50, and then from there he accelerated when it was needed. Like you said, just the timing of him getting out was untimely, but otherwise a very mature now.
Good catch, by the way.
Saved it.
Absolutely. And the reason why, that's why I said if we have to be critical, is the timing of his dismissal. And the reason behind it is, on a track like that, you've respected the conditions thus far. It's going to be tough. You've taken time to get set. And on these kind of tracks, when you get set, it's tough to get out. Only you can get yourself out. But for the new batter coming in, it's all the more difficult because he's going to take time to get set. And that is why you don't have to take too many risks because you can go on for a longer time. 79 he was on. Maybe India will feel that if he had been there, even 30 runs more, even 280 could have been possible. It's those number of deliveries in between when a new batter walks in, he takes his time. I think that is why we are saying that maybe the timing of his dismissal. You've played in a certain way till that moment, and then suddenly to get out, I think maybe if he had been there.
But Rohan, there's been a lot of chat over where Axar should come. Should he come before Rahul or not? That left-right combination. But again, he's proving that he's a solid all-rounder. Very, very important 42 today that he's put up with Shreyas.
Well, I think it's going to be a horses for courses sort of situation with Axar and KL Rahul because both fabulous, cricketers. And again, when it comes to batting, like I said, it's just going to depend on the situation, depend on the pitch, the conditions, what the score is. Because even if KL Rahul had come in at that position, what's to say that he wouldn't have done as well or if not better than Axar. But as Caddy said, really invaluable partnership that. It really set the platform for us to get to 249. Again, it's a problem of plenty. The fact that we've got such depth right now where we're thinking, oh, Axar Patel going in place ahead of KL Rahul, that's only good signs for Indian cricket.
But is it the left-right combination which Gautam Gambhir really likes to chase?
I think there is a part to it. And also, sometimes as a coach and a captain, you have certain feelings about a certain player that this guy is well-suited and for a position like that. And Axar Patel, it's not as if Axar Patel has proven time and time again. You look at the test matches, you look at T20 cricket, and even in one-day cricket, there is a reason why they send him. Again, left-right is important because of the fact that you have somebody like Mitchell Santner or Rachin Ravindra coming into bowl. You don't want a right-hander and the ball spinning away from them. So definitely that is part of it. And also, roughly, just asking you, roughly, how many runs do you think New Zealand fielders might have saved today? If we have got 249, how many do you think they must have saved?
26.
Wow, that's
26?
very precise.
Because I would have made 275 out of it bullseye. I would have got so I think they saved 26. I think we taking that into account, I should get my bullseye correct prediction.
Yeah, because it's not fair to do what they were doing. Science says that Kiwis can't fly, and they were proving otherwise. They were flying all over the place.
Flying all over. They were flying.
It was fabulous to watch. If you're a neutral, then you're thinking, wow. If you're an Indian fan, you're thinking, two really big wickets gone there.
Broadcasters, we are neutral.
Yes, but over here, we can be a little bit biased over here. A little bit.
But this is not the first time we are seeing New Zealand do it. But they just, like the Glenn Phillips catch, he's just behaving like it's something he does every day in his backyard. And even what Kane Williamson did, they make it look so normal.
And can you imagine, the other day we saw him take Mohammad Rizwan to the left side. Now he's taken to the right side. So basically there's no weak side. And then Kane Williamson, who's a right-hander, flies to his left and takes a catch. I'm just trying to think, is there any Gadda fielder there who has to be hidden? I don't think so.
With New Zealand,
no.
goes back
Yeah,
on
exactly.
always fantastic fielding.
But I just want to say that fielding standards have improved drastically with all countries. Even you look at our team, the Indian team, the fielding standards are like right up there with the very best. Don't you think so?
Yeah, but we still have a few fielders who need to be placed and maneuvered. But I don't think New Zealand have that.
They are fabulous. The New Zealand fielding unit as a whole is just unbelievable.
Well, their catching capacity has gone to 96 this Champions Trophy. So New Zealand clearly just does not drop anything. That's what they do.
And trust me, Dubai Cricket Stadium, it's not easy. Right now, the Ring of Fire isn't lit up. But even otherwise, just the way the crowd and the people move, and it's not an easy place to side the ball. And for them to pluck catches out of thin air, it's like as if they're plucking cherries somewhere.
Well, it wasn't just the cherries because it was not just the catching, it was even the fielding.
Yeah.
India had 156 dot balls that they played in the innings. So it's just that they keep it so tight that they couldn't even manage to really rotate the strike too well.
Yeah, I mean, it was just top class. They sort of, sense that, this is a pitch where the opposition will try and look for ones. And as a fielding unit, when you sense that, then the fielders inside the circle are standing slightly ahead in anticipation of saving the one, rather than if it's a flat track, then you stand on the circle saying, okay, listen, there's going to be a boundary shots hit, a lot more harder shots hit, so I've got to try and save the boundary, I have to work on my angles. In this situation where, you've got the opposition at 30 for 3, you're seeing that the pitch is not easy to play shots on, it becomes a little bit easier for those fielding in the ring, because just seeing the backlift, you know whether to go forward a little bit more, save that one, or just hang back. So look, take nothing away from the fielding though.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when there's a Glenn Phillips there, as a batter, do you feel like, okay, I don't want to play the cut shot because there's a fielder like him there?
I think muscle memory takes over. You play a shot not thinking of somebody, but definitely you think of him when you want to take a single or anything. Sometimes you end up cutting harder as well. Sometimes if you know that there is a John T. Rhodes or a Yuvraj Singh of old or a Ravindra Jadeja or Glenn Phillips, maybe subconsciously as a batter, you think, oh, I need to find the gap or not take a single. Those things definitely. But if there is a shot presented, the batter ends up playing it no matter what.
Well, the New Zealand fielders really did compliment their bowlers well today. The bowling for New Zealand was very tight. We see here there were 5 bowlers in this list that have bowled over 4 overs in dot balls. That just talks about the amount of pressure the Kiwis put on the Indian batters today.
Kyle Jamieson's last over has gone for 15. So practically 7 overs have gone for 16 runs.
Yeah.
It was only his last over which went for 15.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was, I think, 6 overs for 14.
7 overs for 16 he was.
7 overs for 16. Yeah, at one stage.
I think the 47th over was a 2-run over from him.
And even Rachin Ravindra in his 6 overs has bowled more than 2 overs of dot balls.
Yes.
So, look, again, I think it's the conditions out there. And that is why when you see those numbers, you see over 150 dot balls being bowled, and then you think, look, we've got 4 spinners to bowl on this. Yes. That's why I think 249 will be very competitive.
And that is why I also feel that apart from the fact that you're in one hotel and one place and not traveling, it's not an advantage. Because look at the kind of free-flowing batters that we have. Sometimes you have the batting, you have the bowlers who can restrict it. But if you've got the batters and you're struggling to get runs and singles, I don't think that's an advantage from that point of view.
Well, we've seen what great Nick, Kohli and Gill have been throughout the Champions Trophy, but it was that first spell of Jamieson that really was very crunch on the batters. I think there are just 2 twos that we see in that first spell. It's just incredible how he was choking the batters.
Yeah, I mean, it just is like a binary code there. .1, .1, 0, 0. And you're right. It's unbelievable when you look at these numbers and that graphic right there tells you just the kind of control he had in that spell of his. Now that's why, like you said, 6 overs 14 and then 7 overs 16. Only that last over that he bowled where Hardik hit him for a few, which spoiled his figures a little bit. But again, outstanding stuff from him.
Professor binary code and all. Professor Gava.
Kartik was really impressed. The camera was not on him, but he was very impressed.
Binary code and all. Wah. Gava, wah.
Catty, I've known him for I think 30 years now. He only wants to make fun of me. That's all he wants to do.
Look who's talking.
That's all he wants to do.
But this was pure appreciation.
Absolutely. 100%.
You've not spent enough time with him.
Saiyami knows Coach Carter. So.
I've been his roommate for a very long time. This was a lot of sarcasm in it as well. It was that well-disguised arm ball.
I think newfound wisdom.
Armball93@hotmail.com. Was that it?
38.
38.
Oh, you've given away his secret.
Old
one.
His old email.
Secret email address has been given out, but besides Kyle Jamieson, he was just supported so well by the other Kiwi bowlers. Of course, a fifer for Matt Henry today, and Bracewell was a little expensive, but very ably supported.
Doug Bracewell?
Yeah, Doug Bracewell.
Doug Bracewell.
That's Rohan
See, he's getting back at me.
I've got an opportunity here to this thing. I have to give it back to him.
Now, look, I've always been a huge fan of this New Zealand team. Just the way they present themselves. Yeah, the odd bowler, that happens when you have 5 or 6. The odd one is going to go for a bit more. But it's about how the others fit around and how the others react to that bowler. And I think they've all been top draw. Some of the dot balls is also because of the fielding. Because some of the shots which our Indian batters played to spinners, they cover ground so quickly and they dive and they stop. So it's just been, what was the word I used the other day? Asphyxiation.
So English class going on also on Cricbuzz Live when I have...
What does that mean?
No, just like literally choke the batting.
Okay.
But Rohan, we've seen what Jamieson did, and even with Matt Henry, we've seen, we spoke about in the pre-match show that Rohit with that short ball, they did get him on that short ball.
Yeah, but look, again, that's a shot that you don't want Rohit to stop playing. That's his run-scoring shot. That is his shot. There will be times when you get out to a certain shot, and sometimes your strength can become your weakness. But you never want Rohit Sharma to stop playing that pull shot because A, he plays it with ease. It gets him more runs than dismissals generally, and he's majestic when he plays that shot. So look, it's fine. You do get out sometimes to playing a shot that you like. That's part and parcel of the game.
Well, India did get those runs in the power play when they were bowling short to them in the power play. There we have it, 21 balls and 23 runs scored. But the other two phases, there's the 2 wickets at good length, Kartik.
Yeah, look, it's again identifying and recognizing what works for you. And you need to mix it up. It can't be predictable. It can't be just one-way traffic. The most important thing is the fuller balls didn't get any wickets. So it'll be interesting how India come and bowl because very different bowlers. Mohammad Shami will try and hit the ball further up and then try and extract some movement. It'll be interesting to see Hardik Pandya's bowled beautifully right through. It'll be interesting how the first 10 overs go. For me, will India bring in a spinner very quickly and who that spinner will be? Because you need 2-finger spinners to possibly give you some control. Varun Chakravarti and Kuldeep are very different. If one of those seamers goes for runs, and also how New Zealand starts. You've got somebody like Rachin Ravindra, who's a good player of spin. Will Young has been exceptional against spin. So I think that first 10 overs will actually dictate how this match is going to pan out for me.
I think we'll see a spinner by the 7th or 8th over.
That early.
I think we'll see a spinner by the 7th or 8th over on this pitch. Because we've got 4 spinners.
Yes.
He's right. We'll probably see a finger spinner because you'll want maybe Ravindra Jadeja because you want someone with a bit more control in that stage with the field restrictions. So I think we might see Ravindra Jadeja bowl by the 7th or 8th over.
Kartik, I want to talk about something that we noticed in the first innings with New Zealand. When the spinners were bowling a little slower, they were getting enormous amount of turn.
Yep.
And you were explaining this to me. Here we see it when they were bowling lesser than 85 kilometers per hour, they're getting turn more than 84.7, as opposed to when you bowl quicker. And India, we know, has the quicker spinners.
Exactly. You've got 2 spinners who are much quicker through the air. Arun Chakravarti, obviously, I don't classify him as a spinner per se. Kuldeep Yadav will be the one who will be the slowest amongst the lot. And again, there are 2 types of wickets. One, which is very similar to the Wankhede kind, where it's red soil. The quicker you bowl, the more it'll turn over there sometimes because if the wicket is dry. And if there is a black soil surface, the slower you bowl, the more it turns. But it'll turn slowly. The quicker you bowl, sometimes it might not do anything. So what Mitch Santner has done, Rachin Ravindra, he bowled a few quick ones and it stopped on the surface and then broke. What Mitch Santner has been doing is he's been varying his pace. He comes in from that angle, gets that ball to come in with the angle or drift, you can call it, and controls the pace. Some of the slower ones actually surprise the batters. So will India take a leaf out of that? Or will they say that is not our strength?
So I've got to ask you this because you said, Rachin Ravindra, when he bowled it quicker, it sort of broke on the surface.
And stopped.
So as a spinner, is that something you'd want to do? Because that makes it tougher, right?
Exactly. So that is exactly what I was coming to. So will Indian spinners, the 2 of them, One is slightly round arm, taller. Ravindra Jadeja, again quicker through the air. What will they resort to? Because we've seen both happen.
Yes.
Amit Santner bowling it slower through the air, getting the ball to break. We saw Rachin Ravindra drag a few and it very similar to the one where Axar Patel got out. So he was actually through the shot and the ball came and took a top edge. So it'll be interesting what they choose and the lengths they choose. Because these Kiwi batters will play the sweep and the reverse
And
sweep.
the reverse.
Yeah, so they do that. And somebody like Will Young plays everywhere. And they're not averse to using their feet compared to other Caucasian sides. So the speeds at which they bowl, the field sets that they have, and what their game plan, it's going to be a fascinating one, I feel.
Well, sorry, if I may just ask you another question, Kenny. As a spinner on this surface, would you rather have the batters using their feet and coming out to you, or would you rather have them playing the sweep shot? What would you
I think I want them to do both. That's where my second guessing skills come into play. I will mix my pace up because as a bowler, that's what Amit Santner can do. Ravindra Jadeja can do that, the new Ravindra Jadeja. Axar Patel, when he slows his bowling down, everything slows down for him. The action slows down. So that is easier to pick sometimes because it's just a ball coming. Kuldeep Yadav has got a quicker arm speed. Adil Rashid has a quicker arm speed and the ball will create that illusion when they slow it up. Varun Chakravarti is Varun Chakravarti, so we'll leave him aside. So I feel, as a spinner, it's about what you feel the batter is going to do. Have the field sets, keep mixing it up, and hopefully things will go your way. Because it's not going to be easy. Look, it's not going to be easy for the Kiwi batters. If there is no dew, you felt that there is dew, which
may come.
Which may happen or which may come. That is going to be a spoil sport for the Indian spinners. If that doesn't happen, if it's 4 spinners, all of them different, game on.
Yeah.
Game on is what the spinner Murali Kartik has said. Well, today is the last game in the league stages in the Champions Trophy. But I want to quickly move our attention to what's happening in our Ranji domestic game because finals happened today and and Vidarbha won for the 3rd time. Karun Nair getting 135. Just very good to see the number of runs being scored, Rohan.
Yeah, look, I mean, 9th 100 in the season for Karun Nair. He was run out on 86. Otherwise, he would have had a really good feat of scoring hundreds in both innings of a Ranji Trophy final and getting to 10 hundreds in a season. Again, Vidarbha, you've got to say, well done to them. Fabulous stuff. 3rd win in 7 years for Vidarbha in the Ranji Trophy. They're showing that they're a powerhouse on the domestic front now. They've always done well to get their overseas professional players right. Beg your pardon, not overseas, they're professional players right. They've got some very good local talent and then they get these 2 or 3 professional players who add steel and spine to their 11 and just, take that to the next level. But you've got to feel a little bit for Kerala. They won 2 really close encounters to get to the finals by 2 runs and 1 runs in the previous matches. Again, this one, 38. They lost by 38 runs, the first innings lead. Sachin Baby, I think it was his 100th game as Kerala captain or something like that. He could have got 100. He was dismissed on 98, played a big shot, and that's when the collapse sort of came about. So he'll be disappointed with that because it was to be captain of the first time your state wins the Ranji Trophy is, you become immortal. You become, in cricketing folklore, Kerala folklore, he would have been spoken about for years. But hopefully this is just, the stepping stone for future success for Kerala cricket. I think it was a really good Ranji Trophy this year.
And what's heartening for me when you look at the finalists is 2 sides which were not spoken about for a long time. You think of Kerala. Who spoke about Kerala? You think of Vidarbha. Vidarbha in our playing days in Central Zone where possibly we were thinking, they're not going to qualify. But they've won 3 in the last 7. You think of the powerhouses of Indian cricket, Bombay, Delhi. You have to put Bengal as well and Tamil Nadu.
As much as I would like to put Bengal as a powerhouse of Indian cricket.
I'm saying that lots of players have come from there.
Yeah, but it pains me to say this, but if as a state you won only 2 Ranji trophies, you can't be. I think you'd like to put Tamil Nadu, Karnataka.
Even Tamil Nadu hasn't won. Powerhouse, then there is only Mumbai.
No, you take Mumbai, you take Delhi, you take Karnataka.
No, I'm just saying Karnataka, all strong teams which were spoken about, the heavyweights, I know Bombay has won the most. Nobody is even close to them. But these were all seen as heavyweights. So for two unfancied sides, sides which were seen as not that strong and beatable, for them to be there, beating the other fancied sides, that is very heartwarming and heartening.
Yeah, well, I think just to elaborate a little bit more on what Kartik saying in terms of unfancied side and powerhouses, back in when we were playing, you had the zonal system. And in the zonal system, in the East Zone, Bengal was the powerhouse. In the Central...
It was UP and MP.
And
UP and MP.
Vidarbha wasn't one of the fancy teams.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yes, to see these teams come up, and in the South, it would be either Tamil Nadu or Karnataka. Kerala wasn't one of the fancy teams.
Hyderabad was a strong side.
So to see these teams come up and do so well is really heartening.
But also just a word on Karun Nair, because his 9th century in the domestic season, he just goes there, continuously gets those runs.
I think that is good to see, because till the time you're playing, that fire to come back, the fire to represent India again has to be there. I think there is a reason why we all play, or we all played the game. It is nothing bigger, Saiyami, than wearing those, wearing the Indian cap and Indian t-shirt and wearing the helmet and walking out. So till the time you're playing, I think that competitive streak, the competitive juices to play for your country has to be on, has to be firing. And good to see him, because that is there in his mind. That is why you're churning out the hundreds. You want to churn out the hundreds because you want to make that comeback. So heartwarming to see that as well.
Well, like you said, every player wants to play for the nation. Let's hope that we see Karun Nair back at some point. Right now, at this point, the Indians have taken to the field. So we have to quickly do our prediction games. Because 250 to chase our power play prediction. Rohan, you seem the most confident, so you go first. I mean,
Do
you were
not
the
judge a
closest.
book by its cover.
But you were the closest.
So I will go with 44.
I was going to go there. Okay.
I'm going 35. I was going to go 41 if you had given me the first chance. But I'll go lesser now.
I was going to go, I'll stick to that. 44, 35, I'm going with 41.
I was also going with 41.
You can go with 41. We can share it. No, it's not like...
Okay, 41.
You can share
41.
41?
41.
All right, that's take 2 for Murali Kartik. 2 41s and 144. We'll wait and watch and see what India manage to do. And we'll give all the updates at the 15-over point at the Cricbuzz Combox. Thank you so much for watching.